هلا بكم مشاهدينا في فقرة الفاشن من برنامج سيدتي. اليوم حنتعرف على مصفف الشعر العالمي لعروض الأزياء كيفن ميرفي. Hi Kevin, I'm really glad you're with us here today in the CDT program and the fashion segment.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
I'm sure you're an iconic hairdresser. Can you tell me more about your beginnings?
Well, I came from quite humble beginnings. I started when I was 15, which is probably more decades than I'd like to probably think so.
That's really young.
It's very young sort of thing, and I think I was just normal hairdresser. I swept the floor for 2 years, I folded towels for another 2 years, I passed people pins, I was a human clip for another 2 years after that. And I think in the 80s what happened was a lot of hairdressers were sent to Vidal Sassoon in London, and then I went to London and I saw that there actually was a whole big world out there. So this is like pre-internet, there was no such thing as Instagram, or there wasn't even a fax, I think, at that time. So no, it was. I think there was years between the two worlds. So I was very happy to go over there and see a bit of a new life for myself.
How did you make the move from being like a hairdresser to doing all these editorials, fashion shoots, and films?
Well, it took a long time. There was no real sort of cut-off time. I had a salon, I was doing freelance. I had a salon, I was doing freelance, and it probably took me about probably 5 years in total to actually take the plunge.
Yeah.
And it was a moment in time where I thought, just dive in, sort of thing. So I had salons, I had clients, and I thought, just gonna give it all up, try something new. So I moved to New York and just going to go for it.
What are the latest hair trends? Like, I know you love working with the big curls.
I think the latest hair trend is there's a real sort of come as you are sort of attitude right now, and I think that natural look, or the natural looking texture, is really popular, and it's been on the catwalks for probably about sort of 2 or 3 seasons. And natural looking texture is not as simple as just air drying your hair as such. So the biggest thing is the natural look. So we're always looking at things to like enhance natural texture. Or to give that sort of natural feel. There's a certain geometric shape as well. There's a bit of a little nod to the 60s, but to make that modern is to make that look like it's naturally fallen that way. So blunter edges, shorter bangs, little bangs out here are really popular now as well.
How can you achieve your signature iconic beach hairstyle?
You want to sort of use like a salt spray or something that has a bit of grit to it as such, and you want to make sure that you're not afraid of having that dry feeling, because it is a slight dry feeling. The best way I find to do it is either to put your hair up in a bun, leave it up there for a little while, maybe spray a bit of setting lotion through it, let the setting lotion dry, take it out, let the waves go a little bit. So then take, say, a wide tooth comb, just comb it through very roughly, add some more sea spray to it, and then just sort of scrunch in. Less is more when it's doing that, so try not to touch it too much because it makes it go a bit frizzy. So you want to sort of spray it in, let it dry, spray it in, let it dry, spray it in, let it dry, and do it over a period of time, not do it all at once, so don't make the hair wet with product.
What about the latest trends in colour?
Colour is all over the place at the moment. All the unnatural colours are really in. So I think the greatest thing about colour right now is it's very individual. So what I really like is that, the dark roots, but we're looking for more reds and golds and sort of brighter sort of tones. So it's like almost like a bright pastel that people are looking at. So
that's nice. How can you achieve like a look if you dye your hair red and you want to keep it for a long time?
Probably going to keep it. You're going to use colour enhancers. So I think if you've got very dark hair and you're trying to sort of keep it red, the red's the smallest molecule, so it tends to slip out really quickly. So you're going to use like colour treatments, colour shampoos. They're like colour extended.
And what about the face shapes? If you want to style your hair, not even a haircut. Like if you have an oval face or a circular face.
All right. If you have a square face, you want to try and get hair that goes this way because you want to try and give that oval shape. If you've got a long face, you want to try and make the hair go back so that your hair looks wide, so that your face looks wider. If you've got a heart-shaped face, you're pretty lucky. So you're going to be, because that's quite in fashion at the moment. And if you have a oval face, you're fine because oval is the perfect face. So if you've got a round face, you're going to do very similar to square, but you want to try and like bring up the cheekbones. So you want to bring the hair in here and then bring it out like that. So you're actually creating a heart-shaped face.
Can you tell me more when you started? Of course, you worked with a lot of celebrities and with the models, and it makes the hair, when you switch from styles, it makes it like very dull.
Well, I think that was the first thing that made me actually make products, was the idea that what would happen is being a session hairdresser, they would shower you with products all the time. So you get these big boxes of products and you put the products on the hair, and then by lunchtime the hair was always like sort of greasy or dull, and I'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? And I spoke to a friend of mine and he said, oh, you need to use like a smaller molecular structure. So that led us into making like skincare. But I think with hair care at that time, everything was quite heavy. And once you put layer upon layer upon layer, there was nothing to actually get rid of it. Now we've got much better products. We can use like dry shampoos, you can use like toners and things like that. So now we're lucky. Then we weren't. Then we had nothing, but now we're good.
What advice can you give the woman how to take good care of her hair after using all these products?
Probably the best way, you need a really good brush, like to get the product off the hair as well. So also like eau de toilette is a very good way to dissolve products. So you take your eau de toilette, you spray it on the hair, you wait for 2 seconds, you take like a dry towel or something, you can actually rub the product off the hair because it breaks down the molecular structures. That's a really easy way to stop your hair from looking heavy when you're at home as well.
Yeah, and of course thin hair is very different than thick hair.
Very.
You can't use like a lot of products on thin hair, but with thick hair you can do it.
Yeah, thick hair you can do it. I think with thin hair you've got to look for products that say oil-free.
Yeah.
Don't go for anything that says moisturising, especially in the summer months. You want to try and like change up your routine. For thick hair, it's much easier to make it look good. You can use a lot of sort of moisturising products, but for fine hair, stay away from anything that's too moisturising or look for oil-free.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for your time.
Okay,
I loved
pleasure.
having you on the show.
All right, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
وعودة لكم زميلاتي في استوديو سيدتي.